Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I wanted to talk to you guys about how God moves us from a state of fear to a state of trust within Him. So if you're new to my channel, make sure you like and subscribe for more content like this. So right now in my walk with God, I'm really at a place where He is the only thing that I have to rely on. And I think that sometimes we can get into survivor mode um, based on like our day to day and kind of like the demands that we have in our lives. And in doing that, I think unconsciously we go into like a state of anxiety or a state of survivor mode. And in doing that, we become more reliant on ourselves versus being reliant on God. So, in the space that I'm in, literally, He is my foundation. And sometimes that could be a scary place to be in. If we have all this structure around our lives in terms of like work or I don't know, make it unique to you. But sometimes we have this structure within our lives that we rely on, we plan, um, and we have a schedule set out for ourselves. And once that's removed, it can be a scary place to be in. And it can kind of be unsettling. So, with doing that, with being in that place, I think that it can become easy for us to walk out of our purpose that God has for us once we become reliant on ourselves, once we become reliant on that schedule and we have to go here at this time and we have to do this. Um, so I think in doing that, God really shows us his power and his strength when that is removed. He shows us and reveals to us his character, but also he is strengthening our faith. So if you're in a season right now where God is like removing all of your structure and all of your safety net that you have around you, I wanted to encourage you to not see that as punishment because it can feel that way at first. It's like this has been working for so long and this is what all I know to do. So what's next? Why is this being removed from me? I don't get it. So I wanted to encourage you all to see that as a form of realignment and reestablishing your life into the foundation of God. So, in doing that, I think right now it's just hitting me in that space of like slowing down and having um, all of like my normal things removed. I'm able to shed old ways and shed old habits and forms of being that would not have been I would not have been aware of, I would not have been conscious of unless God kind of shifted things in my life. So to relate this back to scripture, we know that in Matthew chapter 6, starting from like verse 25, going to like verse 28, 29, we know that God tells us not to worry about what we're going to eat or drink or what we will wear, and that if we look at the birds of the air, they neither sow nor reap, but our Father in heaven still feeds them and still provides for them. So I want to encourage someone out there that if you're in this space where things feel very unstable, and your normalcy, the normal things that you used to do to kind of provide for yourself and get means of provision, if those things are being stripped away from you or are drying up, that God is still faithful enough, mighty enough, loving and compassionate enough to provide for you in this space. And I think that it's even specific to us walking in our purpose. So, with having things stripped away from you, and let's say you take a leap of faith like I did and you start walking towards the things that God has called you to, and those things start to dry up or are removed from you, just trust and know that as you are doing that, God is taking the things that were not built on His foundation away to replace it with things that are built on His foundation. And in doing that, He is going to provide for you. So, as you are shifting from this place of your comfort to your trust in God, I wanted to give you at least 3 ways right now that I found that has been helpful for me to stay rooted in God and to stay rooted in what He has called me to do. So, the first thing is, as I just did, is relating things back to Scripture. So, getting in the Word, finding Scripture that relates specifically to what you're going through in this time, because trust me, there's a scripture for it. There's someone in the Bible that has been through exactly what you're going through and has made it through on the other side based on their faith. I mean, just like look at Job. So the first thing I would suggest is finding scripture and submersing yourself in scripture so your faith is strengthened at the same time. You're in this uncomfortable space. And then the second one, I would also suggest to stay away from the problem, stay away from whatever God is fixing in your life. Try not to immerse yourself or engage yourself in the problem and try to figure it out. Take a step back from it. Um, Try to um, distract yourself with things that you like, if you like to read, if you like to write, if you like to go on walks, if you like to work out, do things like that, to take yourself away from the problem and allow God to get in the weeds of it and allow Him to do the work that He needs to do. And the third thing would obviously be to spend time with God, to seek God, to find quiet time in your day, to seek Him and kind of reflect and ask Him, what are your next steps? Be vulnerable. Um, you know, God knows that we're human and that we have human emotions. Let Him know that you're scared, and let Him know that you're worried, and let Him know you don't know how this bill is going to get paid next month or something like that. Whatever it is, take it to Him versus taking it to anyone else around you. Just because they may not understand what God is calling you to do in your life. And this may be something that in the beginning, God needs you to lock in with Him on, and then, later on people will see and understand. They don't know what God is doing now, you don't know what God is doing now, but trust me, later on you will understand. So I hope that someone found this video to be helpful if you're in this space where God is shifting you from a state of fear to a state of trust. I hope you found this to be helpful. Let me know in the comments. If you found this video to be helpful and you want more content like this, make sure to like and subscribe to my channel.